Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Sorry, I've got to shut that window. Welcome back. Smash that like button, hit the share button as well. We're here to talk Liverpool. So much going on at that football club right now. And I've listened to half the Liverpool fan base seemingly backing Klopp 110%, putting this on FSG's neck. There's others out there that are questioning the tactics. They're questioning the substitutions and all of them. Burnout. Is it down to Jurgen Klopp and everything else that he does? We're going to open up the lines for you to come on via StreamYard and have your say in relation to that. We're going to put the link in our Discord service and make sure you're signing up to that. Big shout out to our sponsors, Manscaped. Use promo code TFT to get up to 20% off of all their products. We're going to get some of the panel on as well. Keshi's backstage ready and waiting to go in relation to this. But I do want your views and I do want your opinions in relation to this. And for me, it's very simple. And I want to share a graphic with you here. This shows you Premier League title defenses after 23 games. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool currently have the worst points reduction at this stage of 27 points. So that begs the question, is this the worst defending champions of all time? Or do we have to throw into consideration the pandemic, no fans, the injuries, the pandemic's financial impact, and then them not being able to buy people? That's an excuse I've seen kind of banded around and people talking about and people speaking about on a regular occurrence. And I want to know what you think and feel. For me, I think it's played a part, but a 27-point part. When you consider that Man City have improved on last season, Man United have improved on last season, Everton certainly have. I think Leicester may have done as well. A lot of teams have either stayed neutral to last year or have improved. Is it maybe, though, Liverpool was so good last year, the drop-off is just normal and it's kind of over-egging it? We want your views and opinions on that. We really, really do. We're going to share the StreamYard link in just a few short moments. I'm just opening up the Discord right about now. We'll put that link in there for you to come on and have your say. Let me just share it in there right now. And it does appear some of you in the comments want to talk about something else. If you want to do that, feel free to phone up. Feel free to put a super chat in. Do what you got to do. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Let's get Kesh on the... Actually, we're going to get Kesh on here. Kesh is with us now as well. How you doing, bro?
I'm not too bad. Yourself?
Mate, I can't complain. It's FA Cup week in the middle of the week. It's a snow day in. We've got a super chat here from Grey Wolves Dinner who says Liverpool may be more embarrassing than Chelsea's title defense as they are still playing for the manager and they got hyped as the world's best team. What do you make of it, mate? Do you think this is just a bad title defense, or is this more a case of like the pandemic and everything else in relation to what's going on in the world right now?
I think it's a bad title defense, to be honest, but I don't feel it's totally down to the manager. I just feel Liverpool just got their planning totally wrong. They wasn't prepared for going into the season. They totally was just gonna walk the season again.
Yeah, I think a bit of that. I certainly think there was an element of, as you say, of like
complacency.
I do think there was a little bit of that from Liverpool, and it's almost like everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. Does that make sense? Like you're in that sort of situation where they didn't restructure. I think they've taken their foot off the gas in terms of what there was that, the Liverpool fans spoke about this, and I think Liverpool as a club spoke about, we've taken our foot off for the last part of the season so that we're ready to put it on again next year. And I feel like they're missing. I almost feel like they're removing that intensity. They've not been able to get back on the tread. It's almost like they're trying to jump back onto a moving treadmill. Does that make sense? It's hard to do. Plus, injuries haven't helped as an example. It's a real big one. We're going to get some callers on now, though, to come and have their say. We're going to get Stephen on first of all. Stephen's a Liverpool fan. What do you make of this, mate? Are you the worst defending champions ever? Or is this more a case of people being a bit reactionary? What's your thoughts, Steve?
I don't. Look, it's our opinions, if I'm being honest with you. From my point of view, probably is, because you can't go from like the best winning side of winning Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues to potentially finish in fifth. You know what I mean? Look, I mean that doesn't lie. We are worse than Ranieri's Leicester at the moment. And yesterday's performance was just absolutely shit from start to finish. I looked at that lineup beforehand, and I had no confidence because unlike last year where it was all going hope of attack. Now it's just like, oh yeah, whatever. Look at this team; it's just disgraceful. No confidence whatsoever yesterday. There's a lot of factors here. Fabinho and Henderson, midfielders playing in the defence. Now I'm not excusing that because we have been absolutely crap this year, but like this is just. You don't do that. If you look at Van Dijk came in 3 days after he signed for Liverpool to play in Everton at home in the FA Cup, and it worked out for him. And so why not just throw Kabak in there if you have to, along with Fabinho, and put Henderson in the midfield, so the creativity helps. But no, Klopp decided with his ignorance to just go and do that. And for me, Klopp is just he's losing it right now. He's absolutely losing the plot right now because he takes off Curtis Jones, who played well yesterday, part of all midfielders of Wijnaldum, Thiago, and he takes Jones off and brings on Milner. Why is that? Why does he decide to do that to slow the game down even more to allow City just bag them chances in? It doesn't make sense to me at all, and I'm not used to this at all of losing because I haven't been through it for a lot of years. It's just. Because
I hear you there, Steve. I certainly hear you. I think I would say this season there has certainly been mistakes from Jurgen Klopp, and I think I look at it this way. I think there's a number of things that have happened this year. I think there's too many people, though, completely and utterly defending Jurgen Klopp like he's done nothing wrong, like he's the sort of victim in terms of all of this. And he certainly needs to take some blame there. Stephen, thank you very much for your call and your support as ever, mate. Really do appreciate it. A lot of you in the comments, you need to address. Tell me what I need to address, people. I have no idea what you're talking about. If you want to come on and ask me, the link's on the Discord server. You feel free to phone up and have your say. Hashtag no echo chambers here. Next up, Liverpool fan Monsieur Ahmed's with us. Monsieur, what you saying, bro?
Yeah, hi Terry. Hi Kesh. Okay.
I'm good, man.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I think Terry, it's a lot of factors. I mean, one thing I just don't understand, there's some Liverpool fans that can't blame Klopp. You can criticize a manager, but then obviously going to the other extreme of sacking the manager, that's another extreme that's going to the other side. Sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of parts to play. I mean, we have been poor. There's no denying that we've been very poor. I mean, a lot of the punditry says that it's because 3 seasons we've been going full pelt, 100 miles per hour in 100% intensity, and this is what we needed a revamp from FSG. We needed the money, we needed transfers in, and they didn't back us. It's Klopp's fault. You cannot say it's not Klopp's fault. It is partly to blame. FSG's at fault as well. Some of the players, I think they've got a bit complacent. You saw the likes of Trent dropping down his standards as well as other players.
Yeah.
But then you also look at, you said the pandemic. I mean, Liverpool fans in the stadium is a massive boost for us. Regardless of, it's the same for every club. We use our fans. Like, there's some games where we need the fans and they help us through some games and injuries as well. I mean, Van Dijk against Brighton, against Burnley, he could score headers from corners, and he has done that last season, which was crucial. A lot of factors, Terry, but it's one of those seasons where we are going to be casted as the bad champions, and it's just what it is.
Yeah, I think, do you know what I think? You just got to learn. I think Liverpool fans have got to take this on the chin and roll with this punch, because what rivals are really looking for, is for you to throw Klopp under the bus completely. And I think a certain level of complaint towards him is fine. Do you see that as well, Kesh? Like, you almost feel like rivals are only going to be happy if they're screaming Klopp out.
Most definitely. And let's be honest, who doesn't want Klopp out as a rival? Like, it's only going to send Liverpool back a few years. For me, I know Monsor is saying a lot of it's Klopp's fault as well, but your club just wasn't brave enough to make the hard decisions, just like the fans didn't want to make the hard decisions when it came down to deciding which one of your front three would leave. Like, you lot couldn't make a decision. Like, you were just stuck on this. Oh, he's done so great over the last few years. But let's face it, like, that's why I say Fergie is the GOAT of all English managers that's played managing the Premier League, because he knew when to revamp the squad, he knew when to get rid of a player. And these are things that are decisions you've got to make if you want your club to continue dominating for years and years. Otherwise, you go stagnant.
110%, 110%. Monso, thank you very much for coming on and having your say. I think, thank you, mate. Do you know what I feel as well? Like Liverpool fans in the summer, when any rival kind of questioned, and I feel this is what I love about Drifty and the boys at Coppish, is they were one of the only kind of Liverpool platforms that really spoke about this. They spoke about needing to reinvest and being worried. Stroh, of course, here on the Football Terrace said it continuously, like, I'm concerned going into the season. Why we're not buying more? There's no refreshing. But I would say 95% just drunk the Kool-Aid and were like, yeah, it's fine, because James Pearce knows the owners and he did a story saying it's going to be fine, and it's kind of fallen apart from that point there. We've got a call here. Mohammed, welcome back to the Football Terrace, mate. What do you want to say? Mohammed's not there with us. This guy wants to speak. This will be an interesting one. He hasn't connected his camera, though. When he does, we'll put him on. It says device not connected. You're going to put your device on, Mr. Delit, or you're not? Because I can't connect you. No? Okay, no worries. We're going to get Tommy on the air. Tommy, welcome. What do you want to say, Tommy boy? Tommy's device ain't connected either. That's weird. iTest is here. iTest, what do you want to say, bro?
Yes.
You muted yourself.
Yes. So what I was gonna say is, I think the Klopp out thing is ridiculous. I think he's the main reason why they've been on top for the past couple of years. I've always believed that these players, they're not that good. I believe it's the system. I believe it's Klopp that's been elevating them to these levels. Where were these players before Klopp? Where was Henderson before Klopp? Where was Salah? Where was Mane? Where was Firmino? Where was Robertson? Yeah. They were unknown. I think it's Klopp that put them. It's Klopp that's elevated to them to these levels where they can win Premier Leagues, where they can win Champions League, and where these players are being put into conversations where they don't belong. I'm hearing Henderson, one best midfielder in the league. Best better than Paul Pogba. Ability wise, he isn't as good as Paul Pogba, or he isn't as good as some of the best midfielders in the league. But performance wise, he is, because of Klopp. Yeah, same with Salah. Yeah, I know I hate on him a lot, yeah. But in terms of ability, he's nowhere near as good as the Neymars and that. But performance wise, goals wise, he is, because of Klopp. Yeah, so I think the fact that these Liverpool fans are calling for Klopp's head is ridiculous. I think is FSG. They haven't after they won the league, after they won the Champions League, they didn't recycle the squad.
Yeah, they've settled.
The team is getting older.
Yeah. No, listen, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. The Klopp out stuff it's a madness. It's legitimately crazy to be turning on him as it is. But I do think that's part of society now. People, they see everybody's quite one-dimensional. They have a thought and they have a belief, or they hear something and that's it. Boom, that's what I've got to go with. People live in this world where they can't criticize Klopp and still want him to stay. It's almost like it doesn't exist in their minds. You can be critical of somebody that you respect. It seems to go on all the time. All right, Tess, thank you very, very much, mate, for coming on. A better chat than we had earlier. I'll speak to you soon, mate. All the best indeed. We've got some super chats here to do as well. This is from Benji, who says, you're all saying snake in the chat. Send some super chats and share your minds. Are you just broken mad? We are not going to win. This is from Dinesh, who says, we're not going to win the league, but we still in the Champions League, and Bayern Munich are an outstanding team to beat, but the rest Liverpool can beat. I still think Liverpool can beat Bayern Munich on their day. It's one of those. I have a super chat here from Rodrigo, who says, what's your views on the allegations made by a former panelist? We want to hear your side of the story. If true, I'm disappointed in you. I mean, all I can really say, I haven't seen... I know I've been sent a lot of messages. I've had a lot of DMs. I've had a chat with a few members that have reached out to me. I've seen some bits and pieces, and everything I've seen is completely and utterly untrue. All I can say is that the football terrace, and we've mentioned this a few times in recent weeks, it was a hobby to me, and something I've built by myself for a long time. In the last 9 months, we've really grown this community. We've always had Adam and Neeks involved, but we've grown even further in recent times. Keshu's here now, KJ and Neek, everybody that was involved. And we've been presented with an absolutely amazing opportunity with a company that have to remain nameless from now, who are going to be putting a large sum of money into the football terrace, predominantly in the marketing space, but to develop new shows and to also enhance what we're already doing. So I've had some conversations with the kind of panelists and hosts and said, look, in the new world, once this is done, there's kind of two options really. So I want you all to continue making the content. A lot of finance and a lot of time, a lot of effort and a lot of production value is going to go into making these shows better. We're in negotiations with a number of broadcasters and publications to have our content used exclusively. What I've said is, if you're going to be part of this, you want to be part of this new world. We really want you to have you exclusive to the football terrace to help grow your brand. There's going to be financial remuneration in it and even potential jobs in it for people as well. All this stuff needs to be ironed out, but everybody's been given a baseline of what's going on. Second option is if you want to focus on your own channels, if you want to go and work with 5, 6, 7 other different YouTubers on a regular basis and help grow their stuff at the same time as yours, you can do. Still welcome on the football terrace. No one's banned from the football terrace. No one's blacklisted from the football terrace. It's your choice. Take this information. We had a good hour and 20-minute Zoom call about everything that's going on. There's a lot more detail to it. I'm giving you a bit of an overview. Some people have decided to leave and go and do their own thing. Some people have decided to stay because they want to be part of this new direction that we're going in. We're very excited about what we're doing and where we're progressing to. That's all. Nobody is blacklisted. Nobody is banned from working with other people, depending on what capacity they want to be involved in the football terrace in. That's all that's going on here. So I have no real understanding of everything that was said today. I have no desire to listen to what was said today. I've been told a few things, people not getting paid. Just ask the hosts. Just ask the hosts what I have or haven't done for them. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. So no energy, no shouting, just a smile, because everything that was said is completely and utterly false. I wish everybody well. I always talk about this, that the YouTube community needs to stick together. And of course you need to stick together and you need to work together. But there's also an element of business practice. So I'll give you an example. Let's just say we have the Chelsea podcast, and through sponsors, we're going to spend over a course of a year, £150,000 producing it, advertising it, and marketing it. There's the opportunity for that podcast to become huge, right? If the football terrace is going to invest that into making something huge, paying the people in it, and then of course elevating their personalities and their draw and their notoriety, we want an air of exclusivity to those individuals. Otherwise, if they pop up on Joe Bloggs' channel doing watch-alongs, or they pop up on John Smith's channel doing match reviews, the growth that we're putting into them and we're investing into them is benefiting people outside of our world. And that's all it comes down to. However, we did say that, of course, we can still collaborate with people. The only thing is that if, I'll use an example, Kesh appears on AFTV, if Kesh chooses to be part of the new world of the football terrace, Kesh goes on as a representative of the football terrace. We get advertising out of it. Our link gets put in the description below. That's what was said. So nobody is banned from being on anybody else's channel at all. Nobody is kicked out of the football terrace if they leave. Me and Aaron spoke today. Aaron received his final payment for his last show that he did for the football terrace last month. We had a good chat. We caught up about Man United, and he knows he's free to come on the football terrace whenever he wants. It's as simple and it's as straightforward as that. I know Kesh is here. I don't know if you've got anything to add to that at all as one of our panelists.
Listen, all I have to say is society is so weird. People take another person's statement and run along with it without knowing what's been said. At the end of the day, us as panelists know what's been said behind closed doors. We've made our decision and we've run with it. Whether people like it or not, that's down to them. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion and their own views. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. I mean, a few people here saying, you're better than this. You must have sold out. Terry sold out and stuff. Listen, let me say this about the football terrace, because this is about the football terrace. Do you want to know one of the most beautiful elements of what's in the pipeline for us? Is the reason that we've been picked is because of what they see as the authenticity. Creative freedom will still be down to me. The channel isn't going to lose it. So it's just going to look better. It's just going to look better and be in more places. That's all that's really going to be different. And it's going to be more marketing. So essentially, the volume of impressions that we get is going to grow. That's kind of it, really. But the core is going to stay the same. It's why I want all the people involved that are here. But everybody's free. Everybody is free to do what they want to do. It's as simple as that, really. And we're very excited about the new direction. We're very excited about the angles that we're going to be going down and how we're going to be working and operating, you know, the new shows that are in development as well. So yeah, really, really happy with it. I can't help what other people say online. I'm not going to do videos addressing it. I'm not going to get into Twitter beefs and anything like that, because I'm not going to waste energy over mistruths. Everyone who's on the football terrace will tell you not the same story. They'll have their own version, but it is what it is. Nobody's a slave. Nobody's being bullied. Nobody's being held with a gun to their head. We all get on well. We're all growing in the same direction, and the football terrace is here to stay. Happy, simple and as straightforward as that. Gents, how you all doing?
Yeah, I just want to speak to the people in the chat.
Good, very good.
1 second, Terry. I just want to talk to you guys. Guys, what is this free Kodak stuff? Come on. I'm not in jail. I'm right here. When it comes down to it, I've made a decision for myself. When people keep talking about this, that, and the other, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So when you're saying pay egal, you don't know what's going on. So don't speak without knowing everything. And I'm not going to address anybody specifically, but at the end of the day, that's my guy. I don't want no one talking bad about either side. Let's just keep it. Everything's amicable, and guys, let's keep it moving. We don't want no more addressing. We don't want no more problems. At the end of the day, let's talk about football. Let's talk about teams. We'll talk about how Liverpool's looking like shit right now. We'll talk about how Arsenal's looking like shit. We're not going to talk about other stuff, because at the end of the day, you guys know me. I'm somebody of faith. I don't like drama. I don't like beef. I like to be Switzerland in the middle. But when it comes down to stuff like this, it's hard picking between business and friendships. And when you mix those two things, it's always difficult. So let's not try to get involved with any more dramas, people.
And I totally agree. And that's why there is not going to be a to and fro. I'll answer the super chats because I respect them. A lot of people saying, oh, is it going to become corporate? Are you going to go away from the fans? Absolutely not. As I've just said, there will be more calling shows, more fan interactions than ever before. That is the point. That is the point. And you'll see it come to fruition. It's something I'm so excited about. It's going to be amazing. And as I say, everybody knows this here. Like, you know, Igal's got some stuff in the workings with this, which we're not going to reveal right now, because when it comes, it's going to be it. Me and Igal have had these conversations. He knows. But he also knows that he doesn't need to say yes. And he also knows there's no animosity. There's no problems or anything at all like that. We have another super chat that's come in here. It says, where's it gone here? From Dwayne, says, good to see the football terrace moving forward, watching from day one. Do your thing. This is what happens when there's no school for these kids to chat in. Listen, half the people that are writing Snake and stuff, they say, a lot of them are saying they hate this channel, but I see him in every stream I do.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot more hate than usual, and you know what?
But the thing is,
I'm not going to talk about it. You know, we're gonna move forward from this. Monstar is doing his own thing, and like everyone here said, we wish the best for him. We wish that he grows his channel, becomes successful, because that's what, as the Football Terrace community, we are. We want everyone to be successful in their own right. And there's some stuff that's been said, but all I'm gonna do is just gonna roll with it. Roll with what I want to do with the Football Terrace. I want to do something that will help the Football Terrace grow. And that's my overall aim. I'm not going to be a yes man. I know the risks of being with a Football Terrace, and I've assessed them. And now let's just move forward. It's as simple as that.
1 second, Terry. People are saying, can I still make content on my own channel? Of course I can make content on my own channel. At the end of the day, I have my own channel for a reason, so I can talk about Arsenal. Man. The Football Terrace is talking about all the teams. Just like Jem has a channel who talks about Chelsea and Manchester United. Just like Indiana has a channel that talks about other things that have to do with football. Everyone has their own thing going on, and that doesn't affect what I'm doing. I'm still going to do my watch-alongs in some capacity. I'm still going to do my match reactions on my channel, EGTV. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's everyone is free to do it. Gold Digger still exists. Neek Sports still exists. The Coppish are still doing their thing. It's all still there. I'm
Sorry.
It is. Hi, Prime.
Can I just say, people in the comments and stuff and whatever keep saying, Prime's a snake or that we're this or we're that or whatever. When you hear, I find it funny when you hear one side of a story, and you jump and automatically believe it. Like what the hell? There's multiple sides to every situation, and if you're just gonna believe one thing or believe everything in one thing, all right, fair enough. That's up to you, and I guess that's how you live your life. Here on the terrace, we all have our own free will. We all have our own free choices. I'm not going to speak about other people because they've made their choice, and I'm happy with that. I made my choice to stay. I know everyone knows I've always wanted to get in and do this, do YouTube and being, whatever. And I never thought I'd be able to do it. Just lack of confidence in it and think anyone would actually like me, And called in on the terrace one day. Always wanted to do that. And for some weird reason, Terry kept letting me call back in. And now I'm here and I'm part of this. And I want to be part of the terrace moving forward because I know personally what I can bring to it. And I know where it can go if we're all working together and part of a team. And if people don't want to work on their own stuff, that's perfectly fine. Like Monster, do your own thing, bro. And I genuinely wish you all the success because I know if you keep focused and you keep drilled, you can make it. So everyone do their own thing, or if you want to work here, you all work here together. It is what it is anyway. So
listen, and I appreciate everything people are saying, and this will be the first and only time this is addressed publicly, and there isn't too much to address. It's the way I look at it is very simple in life. The important people know the truth. If some people decide, I've seen a tweet from that United Fan TV guy, the guy that allowed you to be racially abused on the air, telling everybody to be careful of the football terrace. I mean, cool, be careful of us, be careful of having a bit of a laugh and a joke, having a bit of banter, creating some content and having a giggle online. It's a simple, I don't really get it. But listen, as I say, good luck. And I know everyone's talking about Monster. Good luck with the channel. I think I will repeat the actual words I said to him in voice notes recently and in messages. Good luck, genuine good luck with your channel. You're an excellent YouTuber. There's no doubt about it. We had some plans that we mentioned to you about your Chelsea channel. You chose to go independent, and I respect that 110%. Go do your thing. Kai, same thing. I always had a lot of time for Kai. Made me laugh. A little close to the edge in a lot of the things that he says. And we actually asked him about bringing some of his reaction channels to the football terrace. And he said, I can't bring my reactions to the terrace, man. They're too close to the edge. And I said, fine, go do your thing again. Go kill it. Go be you. Go do your thing. You're not going to, no one's going to draw me into slagging anybody off. I did that sort of nonsense years back. It isn't fair. Equally, if you're a supporter of the football terrace, I want no nonsense in Monster or Kai's chats. I don't want. I'm saying don't DM them, don't abuse them, don't send them anything nasty. There's absolutely no need for it. There's absolutely none at all. It's not how we work here. It's not the kind of activity. You got to respect everybody's mental health every single moment of the day as best you can. And I think in situations like this, the worst thing that can be done is that. So, gentlemen, good luck with every single thing that you're doing. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Ram, are Liverpool the worst defending champions in the history of the Premier League?
In my personal opinion, they're not. I think Chelsea's campaign after they won the title with Mourinho was pretty pitiful. They were around about 16th, their worst position. You could also say that United team when they in the 2013-14 season they were worse, but I'm gonna be real, is gonna be one of the worst, but definitely not the worst.
You forgot Leicester.
I'm responding. No, Leicester don't even count. No, I'm responding. This is the worst defense of a Premier League title I have ever seen. or no, I've ever seen, because I haven't watched all of the Premier League in Premier League history, because this was touted to be the best team in Premier League history. Last season, Man City, people were saying that's the worst defense of a title because they were touted to be the best team in Premier League history. Now you can't have a cop out. When Jose came back and we won the league and we were like 16th or whatever when he got sacked, and then we finished 10th. No one said that team was the best team in Premier League history. People can say Jose is one of the best managers, cool, but no one said that was the best team. You guys say
Who
you have.
said- who
You got
drove
yeah.
the narrative?
Let me finish. You guys have one of the best managers. He's meant to be the best manager in the world. You have the best goalkeeper in the world. Yeah, the best defense. Van Dijk, this titan of defenders. People say he's better than JT and Rio. Trent has revolutionized how fullbacks play. He's better than Cafu and comparable to Dani Alves and them man there. Robertson, people are saying is better than Ashley Cole, best left back in Premier League history. Dennis Irwin, is that his name? Irwin, best left back in Premier League history. These man, really, your midfield. People are saying one of the best midfields. Your front three. People are saying Salah is comparable to Henry and Ronaldo in terms of impact in the Premier League. No. If you don't win the league this season, I don't care if you finish second or third or what. If you don't win the league this season, it's the worst defense of a
That's not fair.
I've ever seen.
Wait, can I
The
just
worst
quickly say
defense I've
something?
ever
I
seen.
love the fact that you hyperbolized every single thing that we said. No, I don't personally, from the Liverpool fans that I know, I've never heard someone say Trent Alexander-Arnold was better than Cafu. Because that's a disrespect on Cafu, bro.
I didn't say better than Cafu.
But-
I didn't say better. That's how I know you don't listen.
That's what you
I said
did. You did.
No, I said comparable because people.
No,
were
you said
putting
he
him
was
up.
better than
People
Cafu
were
and comparable to Dani Alves.
People were putting him up there, and that's everything I kept. When I first started coming on the terrace, I was saying that I don't think Liverpool have necessarily been that good in the second half of the season. I kept being shut down, and so people saying I'm wrong. Even Terry was saying probably they have a few shaky games, but you can't deny what they've done. I'm like, you know what? Cool. I respect that. Maybe I am being a bit slanderous. I won't say anything. I'll give them all the respect that they deserve. Shout out Lincoln. People need to know what they are actually talking about when they call out the people on the panel slaves. Yeah, respect to that, Lincoln. What was I saying? Yeah, so I was like, cool. Maybe I am being a bit slanderous. I will look at my opinion and I'll stop talking. I'll just give you guys all the respect that you guys deserve. Amazing. Now I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I went and said I'll agree with what you're saying. Best team in Premier League history. All of this. You can say it's a big exaggeration, and that's cool. But based on the standards and this exaggeration that Liverpool fans were saying, it's embarrassing. Based on my personal opinion, it's not, because again, I would never even look at that Liverpool team as being one of the best in Premier League history, because for me it's about retaining a title anyway. But if we're looking at what you guys were all saying, and I'm not talking about you specifically, I'm talking about Liverpool fans in general, what a lot of them, the majority of them are saying, people even coming here on the terrace were saying this, then by those standards, it's embarrassing. So if you don't retain this title, it is the worst defense ever.
Just on that point, yeah, I think a lot of it's got to do with recency bias. I think because it's happening right now and the drop off has been significant from our standards, I think people forget that campaign, that 2014-15 campaign when Chelsea won it, because people were touting Hazard to be Messi because he was playing like it. Diego Costa, the best striker in the world. Cesc Fabregas, the best midfielder in the world. And John Terry and Gary Cahill being what a partnership that was. And Thibaut Courtois, the best goalkeeper in the world. So you can't. I think quite a lot of it's down to recency bias, but if you look at it contextually, I think there are other campaigns which are worse. We were fourth. I mean, it's not good, but we're still fourth. You guys were 16th. 16th. That's a bigger drop off, mate. So I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna,
no, wait, Terry, can I just say?
Go on.
Okay, cool. That's amazing. And I'm not that Chelsea team that finished 10th or whatever. I'm not even denying that was embarrassing. It is. It's probably the second worst defense of a title. But what you just said, Hazard, best in the world. Courtois, best in the world. Costa, Fabregas, best in the world. No one said best in Premier League history. That's why it is the worst defense if you don't retain this title.
Who said Trent is the best in history? Who said Robertson's the best in
People
history?
People were saying best team in Premier League history.
Yeah, I think guys, we're gonna go around in a circle. I think, listen, Ram, Prime's talking about what was being spoken about, and it legitimately was about being the best Premier League team ever. Let's just keep it on that point, and the fall off is big. What's interesting, I was sent this from a Chelsea fan earlier on. This was talking about Chelsea's team that finished only 2 points behind Man United in 2008, and it shows you that in the 07-08 season, Ballack missed 18 games, Makelele missed 20 games, Carvalho missed 16, Ashley Cole missed 11, Cech missed 12, John Terry missed 15, Drogba missed 18, and Lampard missed 14 Premier League games. And they still only finished 2 points behind arguably maybe the first, maybe second best Man United team of all time. And I think for me, that's why people are looking at this Liverpool team and saying, well, you're not the only team in history. And this is an example of a team. They weren't champions here, so it's slightly off course, but it's sort of saying there have been other teams before that have lost major players for large periods of time, and they still managed to play well and get through it. That's why I think for me, it's an element of everything. I think there's some exhaustion. I think that the tactics have been found out slightly. I also feel as well, some of the things Klopp said in recent weeks about are people feeling tired, that either the players are not trying or they are trying. If they are trying and it's not happening, it's because they can't, because they're too tired. I even feel like for Jurgen Klopp to say that, it's like, that's real bad negativity. And you kind of saw it yesterday. You looked tired in the first half. You conceded the goal and it kind of boosted you. You got back into the game. And then as soon as they scored that second, and I know it came from a mistake, I think everyone watching just went, that's it. You could see Liverpool didn't have the ability then to turn it around and move themselves forward in relation to that. But look, there we go. It is what it is in relation to that.
I think just to add on that, Terry,
yeah.
Like I said with this team, I think it was before we got knocked out by Chelsea and Atletico Madrid. Like, I got the receipts. We have to wait and see what happens at the end of the season. Like, if we still continue on this bad run and we end up finishing around about 6th or 7th, then there is definitely an argument for it. But if we end up having a good run of games and we finish about, I don't know, 5 or 6 points behind City, which is a stretch, then it's a different story.
No, I hear you on that. I do hear you on that. We've got Bits and Bobs who's coming on in just a few short moments as well. Nobody said that this is the best Premier League team of all time. It's been twisted to suit Liverpool's agenda. Listen, bro, it was being spouted everywhere. It was from about the January/February. It was being produced and it was being printed absolutely everywhere. That is it? Could it be? You know, the invincible treble was spoken about 10 times a day. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, Terry, it's much earlier. Wait, sorry, 1 second. Actually, it's much earlier than that, because I remember in like November, December period, I was seeing best in Premier League history, that we're going to win the league by these so many points and all of this. And I was saying, I've seen you in this position before in December, that I know you're clear about these amount of points, but just make sure you actually collect this title and it's as smooth as you say that it is, because I've seen you bottle it before and it could possibly happen. People are saying, you don't know what you're talking about, Prime. It's going to happen. We're the best. No one can touch us. Yada, yada, yada. Cool. In the summer, when people on here were saying that your squad depth is a problem, that you guys need to fix up on that, because as much as your first 11 can be amazing, if there's an injury here or there, it's going to be a massive problem. That's why when Van Dijk got injured, I came here and said, I don't want to hear any Liverpool fans complaining. You're still the favourites. You still have to win this Premier League. Because Van Dijk is not an issue for me.
I hear that. Bits and Bobs is with us now. What are you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just obviously, some of us obviously work as well, so I'm just joining in. I'm hearing people say about Liverpool this, Man United 21 that. Personally, you lot, man, hated, adored, never ignored. And I'm not just talking about Man United on that one. That's all I'm going to say on that. Big up to the panel. Rams, you as well. Kesh, big up. Prime, what we saying? Yeah, man. Listen, I'm just trying to join in the conversation, to be honest. Terry noticed I'm not lagging anymore. Fixed it.
It's good as well that you can see the new camera quality and everything. But wait, is that a camera mic that I got for you?
Yes, you know, obviously, being obviously the new host of that United show, and you know the things that when you go into a new business, you're trained or you're provided equipment because you're representing a brand. That's what happens. Very fortunate, obviously, for the opportunity that you gave me. It was a massive opportunity, you know, to be able to present a podcast and a very, very big fan channel. I don't know if you guys have touched on it. I'm just going to put my 2 cents on it. Monster, you're my bro. Obviously, we spoke about this in depth. I told you not to do this, and I didn't want you to do this, bro. I'm not going to say I can understand. I'm not going to say I get you. All I'm going to say, bro, dead it. Dead it. Stop it now, and we move. Stop it now, okay? I've spoke to you really in depth. Look what's happening, bro. This is not what we agreed on. This is not what we spoke about. Come on, G. You know, hit me back up on the phone. This is not what we do, bro. We don't handle business like this, and you know that, okay? Prime, also, stop talking about Man United getting 21 with Harry Maguire being the world class centre back. Shut up, bro. It's a dead joke.
Bobs, when I first met you, you said you guys are winning the title. I thought you were joking. We're brothers now. I believe you and back you 100%. It's happening. Now, I read Harry Maguire might be injured. That might be the only hindrance to you guys winning the title this season. Harry Maguire is better than Laporte, by the way. Continue.
Listen, what I'm going to say to you is this, yeah. Chelsea fans came out with actually, sorry, Bono that. Terry, sorry, I'm going to have to say something. I have to address something. I'm still Bob equals the slave and stuff. Now, as a black man, do you know what slave means? Okay? Do you know what slaves means? Do you know how deep that word is? What? Because Terry's a white man, and majority of his panelists are of visible ethnicity. Listen, ethnic minority and all that stuff. The slaves, it needs to stop. We need to stop this use of this word. I've messaged Monster about that word, saying basically that word is not cool. We know what's going to happen. It's going to stick. Slaves, go do some research, guys. We know what that word means. Okay? Monster is more than aware of why, okay, he's no longer... He left! Monster left. Okay? We need to remember that Monster left on his own accord. Okay? That's what happened. Monster knows I'm happy to go on stream with him and say the same thing because I've said this to him personally. You know, I emphasize this. Personally, we have spoke about this. Now, we have to make sure that we don't normalize this word slaves. Okay? The people are in TFT because they have talent. Okay? A gentleman like Terry has seen talent and has said, yes, I want you to come and work with me. Okay? So, sorry, Terry, I know I'm going, I can't ignore this anymore. I can't, you know. At the end of the day, Monster has spoken to all of us personally, and we all agreed that there's no need for this. So we see what's going on. Prime, to go back to what you're saying football-wise, shut up. Okay?
No.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up.
But yeah, what Bob's is saying is 100% right. Like, when he first joined and stuff, and I was so happy for you, and you were saying that, you know, what did you do? Did you speak to Terry or whatever? And I was like, no, I didn't need to recommend you. I didn't mention you or anything, because anyone that's good enough, you got the talent and you can make a considerable contribution, you'll get called up. And you're here, and within a space of a few months or whatever, you're deservedly hosting the Man United show, where you will be drinking champagne when Harry Maguire left the title this season. Amazing. I'm gonna love it.
Listen, Pete. Listen. I hope actually, you know what's money? I actually hope Prime ended up being right and we end up winning it. Can you imagine if Prime gets that one? Listen, I appreciate everyone who's jumped on today. In every which way, shape or form. There isn't anything more to address. Words being used absolutely is important, and like I've said to individuals out there, we're moving forward. We're doing our thing. People are free to do what they want, I suppose. But every action, creates a reaction. And do you know the irony in it is this? And it's the first and last time it gets mentioned on the show. Is all the people that are now saying damage control, PR, were the ones saying explain yourselves. You explain yourselves, they're not happy. So haters hate for hating's sake, and no matter what you say or do, they'll turn around and they'll move on because they want to hate, and they've been given a bit of fuel to do that. But as you say, these four on here, Egal, everybody knows what the score is. We're going to move forward from this point. We're back later on today with a Man United West Ham preview. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you.